Hello my dear students, today I am going to discuss a new chapter and its name is agriculture. So this agriculture is directly related to Indian economy. As we know that our country is a land of agriculture. So agriculture is the backbone of our economy. If we discuss before independence, we find that nearly 87% people were engaged in agriculture or agricultural related works. So the contribution in national income or in GDP was maximum from agriculture, or you can say there is a good source of employment in our country. The time has changed, no doubt. The secondary and tertiary sectors is growing at a rapid speed. However, according to the new data of 2011 and 12, we find that still the contribution of agriculture is nearly 15 to 16% in GDP. Nearly more than 62% still are working or engaged in agriculture. So on that basis we can say agriculture is the backbone of our country. Now come to the topic. So first I want to know types of farming. So here the first type of farming is primitive subsistence farming. So primitive means the ancient time. How the people in ancient time, they were utilizing the land for production of crops and other things. So here the term is subsistence. So they were doing the farming for survival of their life. They were not producing their products to sell in the market. Now, so what is primitive subsistence farming? Primitive subsistence farming is a farming in which a small patch of land is used for production. In this farming, they used primitive tools, or they used to primitive tools such as hoe, dhow and digging sticks. Here there is no good source of irrigations. As a result, the production was totally dependent on monsoon. Even they were not using the modern technique. As a result, the output was also very low. So overall conclusion is that the output from the farm was totally dependent on environment. Okay. Now, primitive subsistence farming is also known as slash and burn agriculture. So what is slash and burn? In ancient time, the population was less and our area was very vast. So the people used to cut and clean the forest for farming purpose. They also burn the bushes, trees and left it for certain period of time. After that, they start to utilize this farm for production purpose. But as the fertility of the soil starts to decline, they left that land and moved from one place to another place, that is known as shifting of agriculture from one place to another place. This slash and burn agriculture has so many names in different parts of the country along with the rest of the world. In India, that is known as jhuming agriculture. Such kind of word is used in the northeastern states like. So northern states, the slash and burn agriculture is named as a zooming, such as Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Nagaland. If we move towards the Manipur, its name is Palu. Next, if we move towards the Chhattisgarh, district of Bastar, another name is, that is the Deepa. In Andaman Nicobar, it is also known as Deepa. If we move towards rest of the world, we find that Milpa, that is the Mexico and the Central America. So Milpa is the name of zooming agriculture, and this name is used in Mexico and Central America. So in this way, we can say primitive subsistence farming was initially all around was famous for producing the crops. Now come to the second type, that is known as intensive subsistence farming. So here again the term is subsistence. Subsistence means for the survival. So but here the term is intensive. Intensive means that was densely. Okay. So this type of farming is basically done in the fertile areas where the land is, no doubt, the land is also very small, because the population was growing at a faster rate, and in the form of inherent, the people got the lands, and again as the population increased, it is divided into so many parts. But here there is a good source of irrigation, okay, and they were utilizing the fertile lands. That's why here the productivity is very high. Okay, next is the commercial farming. Okay, so commercial farming, one thing I left here, in case of primitive subsistence farming, there was community or family were used as a labor, and here we find that in case of intensive subsistence farming, not only they used their family member, but sometimes they also hired the labor from the different parts. Okay, so this is the basic difference. But here also the small patch of land is used, here also a small patch of land is used. Here the fertility of the soil is less, here the fertility of the soil is very high. Here the irrigational facilities are also available, but here there is no irrigational facilities, they were dependent on monsoon. So this is the basic difference between the primitive and the intensive subsistence farming. Now this is the most important, that is the commercial farming. So commercial farming is a farming in which we use modern technology. In other words, we can say it is based on capital intensive method. So here the people use high yielding variety of seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, better source of irrigations and so on. So due to that, here the production is very high. They do not produce only for the survival, but they produce for sell in the market. You can also say they produce the product in the form of raw material, which is provided to the agro based industries. Okay, but one thing you must know, commercial farming, suppose commercial farming is being done in Punjab and Haryana. So here that is the production of suppose rice. So rice is produced in Punjab and Haryana for commercial purpose, but if the same rice is being produced in Orissa, then it is known as subsistence, because the people of Orissa produce the rice for survival of their own life. Now come to the plantation. Plantation means the production of first banana, the production of tea, the production of coffee, rubber, and so on. So plantation is also a part of commercial farming, because these plantation agriculture provides raw material to the industry, agro-based industry. It is produced a single crop in a year, whereas in Punjab and Haryana 2 times rice is produced, but in case of plantation only single crop is produced. They also used better inputs for the production, such as I told you, the better irrigation systems, next high yielding variety of seeds, pesticides, fertilizers, and so on. They also hire the workers, okay, for plantation work. So it is also based on capital intensive method. This kind of farming is basically done in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. Okay, so this is also the most important source of raw materials for industrial growth. So it helps to generate more GDP in our country. So in this way, we can say there are different kinds of farming or types of farming, and you must go through the book. Some question may arise: what is the difference between the primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming? Another question may comes: what is the difference between the intensive subsistence farming and commercial farming? Why plantation is considered as a commercial farming? So these are the important questions, and the student, you must go through the book so that you can write the answer in a better way. And I hope you are capable to understand the farming in different forms. Okay, thank you.